If I said to you right now that the mighty Alcorn State Braves is on demon time, y'all say, Coach, you done lost your daggone mind. But I'm just saying, guys, I'm just saying. I'm looking at what head coach Fred McNair is doing over there for the Alcorn State Braves right now, and I'm liking it. I'm liking I'm liking these moves he's making right now, because I'm gonna tell you right now, sometimes you gotta sit back and analyze everything. You gotta look at the chessboard to see what's really going on, what's gonna be your next best move. And I think Coach Fred McNair and the coaching staff over there at the Alcorn State Braves, they making moves and they moving in the right direction. We're gonna talk about this latest move that they got going on right after this. You know, it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos, and tap in the free to tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and tap on in this thing and get straight to it. Because I know you're like, Coach, here you go again. Here you go again. Now you talking about demon time. What's next, Coach? What's next? You're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons? What's next? You're going to talk about Chutes and Ladders? You're going to talk about Wheel of Fortune? You remember the old game, Wheel of Fortune? We spun the wheel, figured out, what money you got off the wheel, and you had to go ahead and guess the phrase. Y'all didn't play that? That was on Nintendo. Y'all didn't play that on Nintendo? Okay. Well, Coach, get a little beside yourself. But listen. Check this out. We've seen a lot of these athletes come and go out of a lot of these SWAC football programs. And I've been trying to figure out what would be the best name to give this offseason with all of the different changes that we've seen across the board in a lot of these programs, not just only in the SWAC, but the MEAC, the SIAC, and the CIAA. And I'm going to be honest with you. At first, I was going to name this Yellowstone. I was like, nah, Yellowstone a little too ruthless, a little too ruthless. Turning over a new leaf. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it seasons up, turning over a new leaf. That's what we're going to go with. But, as I stated, we've seen some great athletes leave a lot of these programs, and they're moving on to do bigger and brighter things. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the business. But I'll say this. Looking at what Coach Fred McNair is doing over there with the Braves football program. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about something that a Braves faithful is doing. I want y'all to check out this Braves faithful and what he got going on with this barbecue sauce. Let me share something with y'all right quick. You want your chicken to come out looking like this? Then guess what? You need to get you some of that Niles Big Daddy Gaddy Sweet Mississippi barbecue sauce. And you see, my can is empty. That means there's some good stuff in there, boy. You put that on the chicken, boy, some pork chops, or even some daggone ribs. Boy, that's some good eating right there. Enjoy yourself. Mr. Gaddy, I appreciate you for sharing this recipe with the world. Thank you, sir. Now, I don't know about you, but at the present moment, I've seen a total of 4 athletes for the Alcorn State Braves hit the transfer portal, decide that they want to take their talents and go elsewhere. However, they've gotten some athletes to come back into the program as well that want to be a part of what Coach Fred McNair and the coaching staff over there at Alcorn State is doing. So I'm looking at things beginning to balance out. Now, when I say 4 athletes, I'm talking about 4 athletes as far as 2023. I'm not talking about 2022. I'm just talking about 2023 as far as what's going on, what has happened thus far from what I saw from the top of the year on to now. And basically, there was a couple of changes that took place on the offensive side of the ball. You did lose some players on the defensive side of the ball that are looking to move on and take their talents on to the professional level. And I wish all of those young men the best of luck. Now, when you lose an athlete in your program that can come in there and put on, but when I looked at the stats as far as with Alcorn State, how they, what they did last season in the SWAC, they, I believe, was 4th against the run and it was 6th against the pass. With that being said, one of the top Braves defensive players is moving on to take his talents onto the professional level. He was number 3 in tackling on the team last season. Mr. Keyron Kinsler Jr., he decided to move on, take his talents over to the professional ranks. I wish you the best of luck, King. Get out there and make that thing happen. I know everything's going to work out for you in your favor. Just keep pushing forward and stay focused on the task at hand. I know you got this. But when I sit here and I'm looking at everything that, looking at the landscape of what's going on, I said, man, you know what? Every team has brought in bigger, faster wide receivers. And a lot of the teams are now getting bigger, faster defensive backs. And it's only right that if you lose someone of the magnitude of Kinsler Jr., you got to come back with something that's going to be, if not just as good or maybe possibly better than. And that's what Coach Fred McNair said. You know,
for you personally, I think we ain't done yet.
We about to tip the scale on this thing a little bit. Let everybody know, hey, listen, y'all want to put this ball up in the air on us like you thought you was going to do last season. We're coming to pick your pocket and take your lunch money from you. And we're going to go ahead and go to the concession stand and get us some French fries or get us, a turkey leg or something like that. We're going to kick back and have us a good time off your dime. But with all of that being said, you got to have that right athlete that's going to come into the program. They got to fit. They got to mesh as far as what you got going on. And I ain't going to lie to you. This young man, Keenan Leachman, defensive back, 5'11", transfer from Northwestern State University. Red shirt his first year at Northwestern State University. Now, this young man, in his second year, he played on a special team in 12 games. Now, defensively, he played in 27 games with 83 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 5 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble recovery. Now, I'm going to put it to you like this. This young man, yeah, he can stack up some stats, but looking at this young man get out there on that field and get busy against those defensive, against those wide receivers. That thing now, everybody has the hezzy. They want to do the multiple moves within a route that they're looking to run. And looking at this young man stay attached to receivers, giving them that space that's going to allow them to go ahead and make that double move for them to get up the field, thinking that they're going to be wide open when that pass comes to them. This young man is breaking on the ball, smacking the balls down, keeping the receivers from catching passes against him out there on the field. So watching him just do his thing led me to believe and say, you know what? Alcorn State, they're going to be all right on that as far as the defensive back position. They're going to be just fine. I didn't see where they're going to have much let off. I didn't see where they should have any let off on that defensive line. So we're going to see how that's going to work out as well. But I honestly believe the defensive backs for Alcorn State is going to be sturdy. They're going to make sure that some of these quarterbacks that think they're going to fly this ball all over the field on them, they're going to test them boys, letting them know we are true to what we do. And if you think you're going to get away with it, you better think again. This young man is a pretty daggone good defender. Like I said, against opposing team receivers. Like I said, he doesn't get flustered as far as with, what the receivers are doing. He lets them work, and he's working along with them. I want to say, looking at his technique in a couple of instances, I think he was doing maybe the catch technique. I could be incorrect on that. Or trailing just a little bit and then allowing that ball to be thrown, and then he break on the ball, having the ability to knock it down, keeping that receiver from getting the ball. Like I said, I love this young man's relentlessness when it comes to breaking up passes and just being in position to keep receivers from catching balls. And that's what you want to have out there on the field, especially when you're in a tight game. And a couple of those that, Alcorn State had last season where had they made had they got an additional turnover, or if they were able to put additional points on the board, at a particular time in the game may have switched a different way, and they might have had, a better record than what they got last year. And I'm knowing daggone well Coach Fred McNair is not looking to have, if I'm not mistaken, was it 5-6, another 5-6 season like they did last year. So y'all better believe Alcorn State is going to come out here and show ready to get back to handling business in the manner which they've done previously in the past. So, Brave fans, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys dang sure got a good-looking defensive back coming into your program. Congratulations, Keenan Leachman, on deciding to continue your collegiate football career with the Alcorn State Braves football team. But, guys, Coach going to go ahead and get up on out of here. But until next time, be the one and lead.